Okay, today we're going to do section 8.2. That's graphing quadratics in vertex form. So let's just give this a go if I can actually get it going. All right, so remember when we graphed absolute value equations, we did it this way, where we looked at the transformations, the a, the h, and k, and see how they affected the coordinates. So here we have a k. So h is over here, it affects the inputs, and the a and the k affects the outputs. We only have a k, so no h, so our x values are going to stay the same. We're always going to start with these same x and y values. They're multiples of 2. Quadratics are x squared, so this makes sense. So now we're going to look at our y's. The k is 5, so we're going to add 5 to all of the outputs of the y's. So when you add 5 to 4, it's 9. 1 and 5, it's 6. 0 and 5, it's 5. Now this other side is going to go back up the other side of the parabola, so you're going to have a nice U-shaped pattern there. So let's plot this. -2, 9, -1, 6. Here's our vertex right here. You can also find that by taking -hk, if you remember. So there's our vertex, and then we're going to climb back the other side to make that lovely U-shaped parabola. It opens down, it has a leading coefficient. I'm sorry, it opens up, it has a leading coefficient of a positive number. The vertex is 0, 5. The domain, as always, is -infinity to infinity. The range is lowest to highest, so its lowest is -5 to infinity. The axis of symmetry is x equals the opposite of h, so it's 0 here, x equals 0. It's got a low point, so this is a minimum. And transformations, there was just an h, so this is a shift up 5. All right, let's go to the next one. This one, we have an h, so we're going to take the opposite of h. On this side, we're going to add 3 and a k. This side, we're going to add 1. So when we add 3 to -2, we get 1. 3 to -1, we get 2. See the pattern? Math is all about patterns. So here we're going to add 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now we're going to go back to do the other side of the parabola. Let's graph. We have 1, 5. Oh, wow. 2, 2. 3, 1. 4, 2. And 5, 5. So there's our lovely U shape. So if we're looking to get the y-axis, we can continue our 1, 3, 5 pattern. So here's over 1, up 1, over 1, up 3, over 1, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you can find your, here we go with that bar. That's how you can find your y-intercept if you need to. So this opens up. Our vertex is the opposite of h, k. Domain is -infinity, infinity. Your range is lowest to highest, so we have 1 to infinity. Your axis of symmetry is x equals the opposite of h. And then you have a low point, so it's a minimum. As far as transformations go, we have a shift up 1 and right 3. Okay, let's do some more. Number 3. So this time we have an a. So we are going to multiply by -3, and then we have an h. Opposite of h is -4, so we're going to subtract 4. Excuse me. So we are subtracting 4 from 2, which gives us -6, Subtracting 4 from -1, which gives us -5. We're going to follow that pattern all the way down. 4 times -3 on the other side is 12. 1 times -3 is -3. 0 times -3 is 0. And then we're going to go right back up. So let's plot. Obviously, the -6, -12 isn't going to fit. So let's start at -5, -3. And then -4, 0. That's our vertex. -3, -3. So if we follow our pattern, we had 1, 3, 5, but we had that A of 3. So we're going to multiply by 3. So we have 3, 9, 15. So we can go over 1, 1, 2. It's still not going to fit. So we're just going to continue. So it opens down because it has a leading coefficient that's negative. Your vertex is the opposite of HK. There's no K, so it's 0. Your domain is negative, infinity, infinity, as always with parabolas. Remember when we do the range, it's lowest to highest. So our lowest point here is negative infinity, and then our highest point is 0, so we're going to bracket that. Axis symmetry is x equals opposite of h. Minimum or maximum, there was a high point, so it's a maximum. What transformations happen? Well, we have a reflection over the x-axis. We have a stretch by a scale factor of 3, and we have a shift left 4. All right, number 4. A lot going on with number 4. Tons of stuff going on with number 4. We have it all. So over here on the H, we're going to subtract 2, the opposite. We have an A and a K. So we're going to follow the order of operations there. So -2 plus -2 is -4. Then I have -3, -2, -1, 0. Here we're going to multiply first by -2. 8 times -2 is -8, plus 6 is -2. So follow the order of operations, do the multiplication first. 1 times -2 is -2, plus 6 is +4. 0 times -2 is 0, plus 6 is 0. Now we're going to go back up the other way. All right, let's plot. -4, -2, -3, -4. Sorry, that's -3, +4. Then I have -2, 6. There's our vertex. We're coming back down. Okay, so this opens down. It has a negative leading coefficient. Your vertex is -2, 6, opposite of HK. Your domain is negative infinity, infinity. Your range is lowest to highest. So on the low side, we have negative infinity. And then on the high side, we have 6. The axis of symmetry is x equals the opposite of h. It's a high point, so it's a maximum. Transformations, holy cow. So we have a reflection over the x-axis. What else do we got going on? We have a stretch. by a scale factor of 2. We have a shift left 2 and a shift up 6. So a lot going on here. All right. Number 5. Again, we have everything going on here. So we have an A of multiplying by a half and adding 7. And then we're going to add 1 to our inputs. So if you add 1 to negative 2, you get negative 1. If you add 1 to 1, we're at 0. And let's just keep following that pattern all the way down. So our new y's, we're going to take half, which is 2 plus 7, which becomes 9. Half of 1 is a half, plus 7 is 7.5. Yes, we can do it. Half of 0 is 0, plus 7 is 7. So we're going to climb back the other side. All right, let's graph. Negative 1, 9, which is up here, and I'm not going to be able to draw. Now I have 0, 7.5. Wait, 6, 7.5. Let me erase that. Then I have 1, 7. 2, 7.5 there, and 3, 9. So it's a big fat, let's see, it's hard to draw this. Hold on, because I go off the screen. That's as much of it as I can draw. Okay, so this one opens up. Your vertex, opposite of HK, 1, 7. Your domain is negative infinity, infinity. Your range is lowest to highest, so my lowest point is 7, and I go up to through infinity. Axis of symmetry is x equals opposite of h. So x equals 1. Low point, so it's a minimum. And let's see what we have as far as transformations go. We have a compression by a scale factor of a half. Then we have a shift right 1 and a shift up 7. Okay, this next part is going to be writing equations for a graph, and we're going to use the 1, 3, 5 and vertex form. We know the vertex form, you can find the vertex easily. So the vertex here, I know this is foggy, is 2, 4. So the opposite of that is going to be our h. So I have x minus 2 squared, and then the k is your y coordinate. So it's up 5. So that's your k. So we have part of this. To see if you have an a, you're going to see if it follows the 1, 3, 5 pattern. So it doesn't. Your first movement here is a right 1, down 3. So you're going to have a negative 3 as your A. This next one, your vertex, is 2, 0. So you're going to plug that in. So you have no K. Opposite of that would be negative 2, which is your h, and it's quadratic, so we're going to square it. Now let's see if we have 1, 3, 5.